Okay, well, welcome everybody. My name is Kevin Crader. I'm with Mountain Lake Terrace Robotics High School team 1778. Today what we're going to be covering is safety. There's many aspects of safety and how it relates to FIRST and robotics, and hopefully I can cover some of those points for you guys. One of the things that's very important, especially before you get started into the process, is you're going to be working around lots of machinery and equipment. So make sure that you set up in a safe environment, that all the students are trained properly on all the equipment, so that you're not using the wrong tools for the wrong purpose. We actually started the process in September or October, recruiting students. We run them through shop classes, instructional classes on the weekends so that everyone is familiar with the equipment, so that they're not afraid of the equipment, and they respect it, and they know how to use it properly. We try to have a few building projects over the course of a couple weekends or 3 weekends, so that people know how things go together, how to assemble it, how to use it safely and correctly. Some of this information is pulled from the FIRST website, which I'll show you the link to. A lot of this information that's in the slides, with the exception of some of the pictures, will be uploaded and available from Kevin Ross, because he's going to compile all the notes and stuff. My email address is kevincrader@verizon.net. Please send me an email if you have any questions, or after class if you want to come up and talk to me. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that I can. Guess it'd help if I turn on the power. Safety begins way before the build season. Again, you want to make sure that you're in a safe environment. Make sure that you have enough mentors to watch the students in the shop. We try to have at least 2 to 3 mentors in the shop at all times. If a mentor steps out of the rooms, the kids are not allowed to be near the power tools or use drills or anything like that. We want to make sure that we have supervision there all the time. Develop a training session for the students and mentors both. There's some kids that have never had any experience with shop tools and stuff like that, and there's other kids that have had a lot of experience. Just make sure that everyone is familiar with all the equipment. Another good thing to do is to, if you have the knowledge base to tap into the mentors' resources, try to create some classes on electrical, just basic fundamentals in areas that you're going to be covering in the robotics process, whether it's pneumatics, some of the courses that they've had today, programming, electrical. Trying to make sure that everyone's got a good solid grasp on stuff. One of the important things to do before you start the robotics season is to find somebody in your group that can be a safety captain. This person is responsible for ensuring that everyone's safe at all times. Whenever you're in the shop, make sure that you're always wearing safety glasses. Make sure that everybody on the team, including mentors and students, when they go to competitions, have safety glasses with them at all times. Because when you go into the pit area, which is the area that you work on when you're not competing out on the floor where you work on your robot, you always need to have shop glasses and stuff on. Whenever you're looking at possibly trying to pursue the safety award, it's basically an award that's presented by Underwriters Laboratory, and it's for a team that goes above and beyond normal safety practices. So, for instance, creating a PowerPoint presentation on ways that you can demonstrate to other folks how you go above and beyond normal safety practices. One thing that we've done on a regular basis is make sure that all of our mentors and students are trained in first aid and CPR. So if anything happens, they know how to handle a situation. They've also, and you'll see in some of the slides coming up, they've put together several different safety program presentations through PowerPoint that demonstrate ways to convey to people how to be safe, how to use machinery correctly and efficiently, and how to convey that message to others. One of the things that I'll be touching on, and I'll pass this around, this is a safety manual. It's available on the FIRST website. It's strongly encouraged and recommended that everyone on the team go through it and review it. When you go down to competition, you're going to need to have this in your pit. It has all kinds of different stuff, safety checklists that you need to fill out. There's also things that you should include in there, such as Msds Sheets. Now these are sheets that are specifications on things that you might use, whether it be paint, whether it be WD-40, or isopropyl alcohol, which is rubbing alcohol. They're basically spec sheets that tell you what it is, what it's made up of, and how to take care of any issues in case of a spill, or getting into the cuts, or your eyes, or something of that nature. So I'll pass this around so you guys can look at it. Again, it's very important that you have 1 or 2 people dedicated as a safety captain, so they can champion this process all the way through from start to finish. It's also important that whenever you get to competition and you have students in your pit, that they can all talk about the robot or about their safety practices. Some of the other things that we've done is we've had a safety cart in our pit that has a first aid kit, has an emergency blanket, first aid items that are easily available if you need them, or if somebody else in the next pit over cut themselves and they need a Band-Aid or something. They also, whenever you go to competition, they will give you a certain number of red buttons. Those are safety tokens. You can get safety tokens by showing good safe practices, by helping out other teams if they're doing something improperly or lifting something improperly, and you go over and help them out and that's noticed. Other teams will give you safety tokens. And at the end of the competition, everyone turns in their safety tokens and they're all counted up and added up, and then they hand out safety pins to people for achieving a certain level of showing how safe you are in your daily activity as well as competition. That's just one of the many factors that go into trying to compete for the safety award. These are some of the slides that our students have put into the presentation, as well as just following it in the shop. So, no open-toed shoes, no iPods, no telephones, no cell phones, no texting. Make sure you have your hair pulled back. Jewelry, long sleeve shirts, not supposed to have that stuff around machinery. Some of those drills and stuff, they can get spinning really fast, and it only takes a split second for that to catch your clothing and pull the clothing in, so you can really get injured pretty bad. So, and again, all these slides will be available up on the website, so feel free to use them and have them assist you in building a good presentation. Again, familiarize yourself with the tools and all the locations of them. This is a big one. Make sure that the first aid's fully stocked and everybody knows where it is. There's quite a few times in the shop where you may not have the same instructor all the time, because sometimes you do end up working long hours and you have people come in and switch people out. Make sure your students are taking breaks too, because if you get really tired, sometimes you get a little lazy, or you let your guard down and you're not always thinking clearly, and so you want to make sure that everyone's refreshed and doesn't get overly tired. Lifting, there's a lot of going, whenever you get to competition and even during the build season, the robot can weigh up to 120 pounds.